posted up the video on finding a good hamburger. There was a pretty lengthy conversation on Facebook about beef and some misunderstandings. I've looked all over the place in Cuenca. I've been to, oh my God, 50, 60 restaurants looking for a good hamburger. And the problem isn't specifically that they can't make a good hamburger. The problem is the beef. And so, with very few exceptions, that get some imported beef or some boutique beef that's just not available to the public, the beef you get here is really extremely low grade. In the US, it would be considered commercial grade. It wouldn't even be sold in the market. That's why beef is cheaper than chicken and it's cheaper than pork. That's why people here don't care for beef that much because it's not very good. So why would they integrate beef very much into their diet? Here's the problem. When cattle is raised to be good beef, like Argentina, Brazil, the United States, Japan, that are known to have good beef. Basically, what they do is, first of all, they castrate the bulls. They put them in particular grass fields where the grass is cared for like it was an important crop. It's good soil, it's fertilized, it's treated properly. They actually mow down to a certain height to keep weeds out of their diet, keep weeds in control. The grass they use is very important, and they provide between 25 and 30 pounds a day of grass, for the cows. They don't let them get too old, and about 2-3 months before they're slaughtered, they're put on a diet of usually corn. Some use soy and that sort of thing. They're also treated for diseases. And I don't mean any kind of crazy chemicals or that sort of thing, but they are treated with diseases. They get vaccinated just like people do. So they're specifically cared for in a way that causes the end result to be delicious beef. And in Ecuador, it's all small mom and pop places that basically put the cows out in the field, and they're rocky, craggy fields sometimes. They rotate from one area to another with the grass because basically they run out of grass, and so they've got to go somewhere else. But the grass isn't treated. It's just, a lot of times, just weeds and shrubs and that sort of thing. And they don't get the corn diet before it's over. The bulls don't get castrated. All the things that go into making a good quality beef do not occur here. It's basically just the cows are out and they're roaming around to eat. There's no particular plan on how old they get. When it's time to kill them for food, that's what they decide, and that's when it's done. And so what you get is no marbling. There's almost no fat. It's extremely lean. Now that may sound good to some people, but it's not. It makes for a lousy cut of meat. It makes it tough. It makes it flavorless to a certain point, but also the kind of diet and the life that they live causes, here there's a particular aftertaste, or there's a taste to it that to me is not very appealing. And I realize I've got probably overly sensitive taste buds, but it's there, I can taste it, it's not great. So you get meat doesn't have a good flavor. It can, for some people, have an aftertaste. It can be tough as hell. And so that's why beef isn't, all that popular here. And because of the amount of taxes levied on beef for imports, it's just not practical. It would put the beef more expensive than anything else. If we get to the point here where they drop those taxes, those import taxes, and we can get beef from Argentina and Brazil, or if you can get more farms in Ecuador to start doing something more than just putting them out to pasture and letting them go. Until then, you're not going to get a very good quality of beef. Now, I do know that there are a few small boutique farms that are using the proper techniques, but those farms won't really sell you the meat. They're going to particular restaurants. I don't know if it's in a contract, but they're dedicated to a particular restaurant or restaurants. And that's why you can go to a few restaurants in Cuenca, order a steak, and it can be delicious. But you're not going to go and find that in the markets. You're not going to find it at Boquetti. You're not going to find it in Supermaxi. It's just not there to be had. So that's the story on beef. That's why I searched long and hard for a good hamburger. Can't find it. So I created something on my own it's delicious. It's not as good as if it were the best beef in the world, but doctoring up the recipe, mixing in a little pork with it, putting in some spices and some garlic and that sort of thing. I've gotten rid of the aftertaste. I put some juice back into it. There's some flavor there, and you put it over charcoal, and those hamburgers I made were absolutely delicious. So there's ways around it. Like many things, you need to find workarounds. You can't just throw your hands up and complain about it. You have to solve the problem. So I hope that helps understand where I'm coming from on this beef issue. Happy New Year.
You know you could.